Look at this graph showing customer acquisition costs across all industries since 2021. That steep upward trajectory represents a 50 to 60% spike in the baseline cost to acquire a single new buyer. Relying on a static online presence no longer works. Platform algorithms have shifted so aggressively that you are effectively invisible to the market. Here in New Zealand, this creates a specific problem. Local businesses operate on tighter margins and simply cannot outspend international giants on paid advertising to force their way into customer feeds. You might think the solution is to engineer a viral moment, but racking up 500,000 views on a local TikTok is useless if the notoriously skeptical Kiwi market doesn't inherently trust the company behind the screen. That highlights the exact chasm marketers face right now. There is a massive distance between a user passively scrolling past your logo and that same user actually pulling out their credit card to finalize a transaction. Bridging that gap means dropping isolated tactics. To survive this landscape, you have to master two distinct but completely interconnected forces: brand awareness and brand authority. Let's define the first pillar. Brand awareness is the mechanism that takes a company from completely unknown to occupying real estate in a buyer's memory. It's the foundational door opener that creates deep mental availability and unprompted recall when a person thinks of a specific product category. You can see this mental availability in action with Coca-Cola's Share a Coke campaigns. The consistent use of their visual identity and personalized bottles has sustained global recall for well over a decade. To achieve this today, you build an awareness playbook that balances precise reach targets with platform-native content formats, while tapping into highly targeted local micro-influencers. But being known doesn't mean you'll make a sale. Awareness puts you on the radar. Brand authority is the required multiplier that tells the prospect you are the right choice. Authority lowers the perceived risk for buyers. It's also a strict requirement for visibility. Google's EEAT algorithm, which evaluates experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, now explicitly prioritizes these trust signals in its search rankings. You manufacture this authority using very specific raw materials, publishing original thought leadership, building comprehensive educational content hubs, and earning systematic validation through local PR and customer reviews. Pushing awareness without backing it up with authority usually means you're just paying to educate a customer who will eventually buy from a trusted competitor. But when you link the two forces together, your business becomes the obvious, unquestionable choice. This attention to trust pipeline tracks a prospect from stranger to advocate. It begins with an awareness trigger ad achieving recognition. Next, they engage in active learning through content. After a 30-day phase of expert insights, trust drives a purchase, retaining 15 to 25% of prospects. This pipeline is how successful companies take chaotic, unpredictable spikes from social media algorithms and systematically process them into highly predictable revenue. To build this system, you have to stop tracking vanity metrics. Obsessing over raw view counts or follower growth actively obscures your actual market position. Look at this comparison. Instead of views, you need to track the KPIs that actually dictate growth in 2026. Share of search, aiming for that 40 to 60% benchmark, domain rating, and net promoter scores. You apply these metrics through a competitor audit. This reveals exactly if rival brands are winning the market by securing higher quality referring domains and driving deeper engagement rates. Once you know the metrics, you execute a 12-month roadmap. Months 1 through 6 must focus relentlessly on paid reach and building foundational blog content to establish baseline awareness. In months 7 through 12, you shift the budget. You cement your authority by investing heavily in deep thought leadership, conducting original research, and driving PR. Algorithm manipulation might get you noticed today, but undeniable authority is the only asset that guarantees you will be chosen tomorrow.